sitting
law
here as a
enforcement
nominee.
sensitive information. So just tell us,
I'm
are you
sitting here as
aware?
a nominee.
Just tell us, are you aware of a factual predicate to investigate Jack Smith? Yes or no?
Senator, what I'm hearing on the news.
Are you aware of a?
Do I know if he committed a crime?
reluctant.
I have not.
You seem reluctant to answer a simple question. Let me ask you a different simple question. The president also wants to jail Liz Cheney. Sitting here today, are you aware of any factual basis to investigate Liz Cheney? Yes or no?
Senator, that's a hypothetical, and I'm not going to answer.
No, it's not hypothetical. I'm asking you, sitting here today, whether you are aware of the factual.
Welcome back to Friday Night Fight. This week's bout, it's Adam Loaded Weapon Schiff taking on Ham Bondi to Donald Trump. And we've got one heck of a fight. So sit back and enjoy, sit back and relax. We're about to get bloody.
Tough fight, man. I'll give you the best of it, man. It was a really tough fight. Look at this. Rodriguez landing well in the final.
Let's get ready to rumble!
First set of questions has to do whether you have the independence to say no when you must say no. And you can say this is hypothetical, but it is not hypothetical.
Ooh, Adam Schiff
So
comes
let me
out
start
hard.
with one very specific non-hypothetical. The president has said Jack Smith should go to jail. Will you investigate Jack Smith?
Adam's just going in real quick. Looks like a judiciary independence. Let's see how that goes.
Senator, I haven't seen the file. I haven't seen the investigation. I haven't looked at anything. It would be irresponsible
Bonnie's looking pretty strong.
of me to make a commitment regarding anything without you're a long practicing attorney without looking at a file.
You would need a factual predicate to open an investigation of Jack Smith. Is that right?
Not a summary by you sitting here. Yes, sir.
Coming right out with Jack Smith. Man, that's
And
gonna be
not a
5
summary
points.
by the president either, right?
Absolutely.
So a summary by the president or his desire to investigate Jack Smith would not be enough for you to open an investigation of Jack Smith. Is that right?
I will look at the facts and evidence in any case. You know.
And sitting here,
72%.
sitting here today.
Senator, 72% of
Please,
Americans
I only have 7
lost
minutes.
faith in the Department of Justice.
Sitting here today, are you aware of any
Ooh, 5 points,
factual
zing.
predicate to investigate Jack Smith? Sitting here today, yes or no?
Senator, I will look at the facts and the circumstances.
You can't answer that
anything
question.
that's brought to me.
You're not a part of the department yet. There's no worry about divulging
Sure, I'm sitting
law
here as a
enforcement
nominee.
sensitive information. So just tell us,
I'm
are you
sitting here as
aware?
a nominee.
Just tell us, are you aware of a factual predicate to investigate Jack Smith? Yes or no?
Senator, what I'm hearing on the news
Are
is
you aware of
horrible.
a?
Do I know if he committed a crime? I have not
You
looked
seem reluctant to answer a simple question. Let me ask you a different simple question. The president also wants to jail Liz Cheney. Sitting here today, are you aware of any factual basis to investigate Liz Cheney?
Sitting here today.
Yes
Another
or no?
5 points.
Senator, that's a hypothetical, and I'm not going to answer
No,
that.
it's not hypothetical. I'm asking you, sitting
have to
here
give him another
today,
5 points.
whether you are
Give him
aware of a
15.
factual predicate to investigate Liz Cheney.
Senator, no one
Based
has
on what
asked
you
me
know.
to investigate
No
Liz
one?
Cheney. That is a
The
hypothetical.
president has called for it publicly. You are aware of that, aren't you?
No one has asked me to investigate.
But the president
Liz.
has
We're
called-
also
the
worried about
president-
Liz Cheney,
the
Senator.
president has
You know
called
what we
for
should
this-
be worried about?
Ms. Bondi,
The
please
crime rate
answer
in
my
California
questions.
right now
You
is
are
through
aware,
the roof.
Ms. Bondi,
Your robberies
Ms.
are
Bondi,
87%
my
higher
question-
than the national
Robberies.
average.
My question is this.
That's what I
My
want
question
to
is
be
this.
focused on,
Adam
Senator.
Schiff's got
have the
15.
power to
If
say
I'm
Maybe she'll come
no
back
to
in
the
the
president.
next round.
And what you're suggesting today by your non-answer
Saying no
is
to
you
Trump
don't
about
have
prosecuting
the
Liz
independence
Cheney.
to say no. So
That's
let me
another
ask you a
fact.
different question.
Yep,
It
point.
also requires you, if you're going to be a good attorney general, to be able to tell hard truths to the president. So my questions now are, can you tell hard truths to the president? So let me start with an easy truth that you could speak to the president. Can you tell him that Donald Trump lost the
Trump lost
2020
2020.
election? Can you say that? Do you have the independence to say that? Do you have the gravitas, the stature, the intestinal
What a fight,
fortitude
man.
to
I tell you
say,
what,
Donald
Adam's come out
Trump,
strong.
you lost
It's been
the
quite
2020
impressive,
election? Can
but
you
Pam
tell us that
Bondi
here
is just
today?
getting started.
Senator, what I can tell you is I will never play politics. You're trying to engage me in a gotcha. I
No,
won't
I'm just
do it.
asking a simple
I
question.
won't play
If you can
politics
speak truth
with any
to
ongoing
power. So let me ask you
investigation,
another.
like
Ooh,
you
nice
did
little
with
head bob
your
from
colleague
Bondi
Devin
there.
Nunes's memo.
If you can't answer the question, let me ask you a different,
Got
what
taken,
should
that's
be a
the point.
simple truth, not a hard
Way to go,
one.
Bondi.
Was there massive fraud
That's 2020.
affecting the result of the
Up to 25.
2020 election? Yes or no?
Senator, I'm glad you asked that question. If you'll let me answer what I saw in
What
Pennsylvania.
happened in
No,
Pennsylvania?
I asked a simple question about massive fraud.
I can only tell you what I saw in
No, I
Pennsylvania.
know you
Nice.
want to answer a different
You're up to
question,
15.
but my question is, can you tell us whether there was massive fraud affecting the results
Good effort,
of the
Bondi,
2020
but
election?
Adam
Yes or no?
comes
Was
right
there or
back
was
with
there
tell
not?
you what I
massive
saw
fraud.
when
What
I
about
went
the
and
That's
met
not my,
advocates
that's
to
not
the
my question.
campaign.
So you can't answer that question. You can't speak that even easy truth to us, let alone to the president. So let me ask you a different question. It will also be important that you give good advice to the president. Are you prepared to advise the president not to pardon people who beat police officers?
Pounding and
Senator,
pounding.
as
Quit
I
that
said,
January
the
6th.
pardons are at the direction of the president. We will look and we will advise. I will look at
Ooh,
every
she
case
will look
on a
at
case.
all
Let me
the
finish on a
files.
case-by-case
Okay,
basis.
okay, good.
And I abhor violence to police officers.
Follow up with that. So will it be your advice to the president, Mr. President? I know you said you want to issue hundreds of pardons on day one.
Damn. Adam
Will it be
Schiff's
your advice
really
to the president?
pounding
No,
it.
Mr. President, I need
like
to go
30.
over them on a case-by-case basis. Do not
Maybe-
issue blanket
maybe
pardons.
35.
Will that be your advice to the president?
Should we stop
Senator,
this fight?
I have not looked at any of those
No.
files.
Bondi waves off
I
her
will
own
look
trainer.
at the files
It
And
is
will
with
you be able to
incredible.
as
do,
well
will
as
you be
the
able to
honesty.
review
continue.
hundreds of cases on day one?
I will look at every file I am
Of course
asked
you
to
won't.
look
So
at.
will you advise the
Rick,
president?
can I
Will you-
Oh, this is my favorite event. Catch the greased up deaf guy.
25,
Well, my
Bondi.
question-
I would
Nice.
have plenty of staff. You said, of course you want.
You'll be able to review
Listen, I'm
hundreds
not
of
going to
cases in the first day?
mislead this body nor you.
Damn.
Let me ask another question. You don't want to answer that. Let me ask
You were
another question.
censured by
It will
Congress,
also-
Senator.
not
it will
strong
Comments just
enough.
like this that
It
are
will
so
also it will also be important for you to be able to preserve the records, the evidence of the department. Are you ready to commit that none of
45.
the evidence in the January 6th investigation will be destroyed under your watch?
Senator, I will follow the law.
Once again,
I will
she will
consult
follow
with
the law,
ethical
she says.
officials in the
Good effort.
Do you
department.
see any ethical basis
January
to
6th
destroy evidence in the
Is she gonna
January 6th
destroy it?
investigation?
Absolutely.
Then why can't you answer the question? Why can't you say, I commit
Then
to
Adam
this
Schiff comes back
committee,
with a combo.
we will
Damn.
never destroy the evidence in the January 6th investigation? Why can't you give this committee and the American people that assurance?
Are you frightened because evidence was destroyed against President
Damn,
Trump that
Bondi.
was false? Is that
Nice.
why
Why,
you're
why do
frightened
you
now?
have
Come back.
I can't
difficulty?
believe this is the
That's
Why do you have
35.
difficulty answering that question?
I can't believe
Why do you
you're
have
asking such a
difficulty?
question.
Why do you have difficulty promising to preserve
65.
evidence at the Department of Justice? Why is that a difficult question?
I will follow the law.
It
That's
shouldn't be
going
a
to have to go
difficult
back
question.
Adam Schiff there. That's 75 points. Boy, that is not what you want to see. Maybe these two shouldn't have gone up against each other. They look like they're wildly outweighed. I mean, she's clearly not in his fighting class. And I should have called the fight earlier. And, you know, it's just wrong to have this kind of violence to be shown on TV. But that's why you come back for more. Join us next week for Friday Night Fights. I'm Zachariah. I'm sorry,
A good defense is like going to a job site without a hard hat or steel toes. There is no more model employee than Nicolino Loche.
Come on, 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 come on. Don't negotiate, let's investigate, we'll accelerate.